I'm up this morning. I got up late this morning. You know what I'm saying? And, shit, it's gonna have to happen. I got up like 10:30, and I guess I was kind of tired from the day before. And in fact, I like fucking like even if it's not a successful day is a successful day because you put that energy towards, and you can feel the fact that you put that energy towards manifesting something, that law of action. Anyway, I'm up this morning and this Kendrick Lamar shit is kind of what is plaguing black folks right now. The use of the word nigga. And see, that's the crazy thing about it. The thing I posted earlier today. It's not, see, my issue is not the fact that nigga is a bad word or a good word or a word that's synonymous with oppression or whatever. That's not my real issue. But it is my real issue. The issue is that really white privilege in relationship to the word nigga. And it kind of broke it down in that Roots post that I showed earlier. That white people feel that they feel privileged. And you can see it within the manifestation of the word. And there's some psychological, group psychological, because there's a group psychology. A group can have an unhealthy or healthy psychology. And, all groups, the two major groups, nationalized groups within our country have major psychological issues. The so-called African American and the so-called, white American. We both severely suffer mostly, and every other group is really kind of caught in between this this bipolar relationship of the two most adversarial groups within the structure, in which one has power and the other is subject to the power. So the dynamic is really like white, black, white, black, white, black, when in actuality the dynamic is far more diverse than just white, black, but it's the polarizing dynamic, because they're the two most unhealthy group psychologies within the dynamic, so therefore they have this, because they have the most, what's the word, bipolar, but also the most extending poles. I mean, we are the abnormal. We are the standard of abnormal, they're the standard of normalcy, and everything else is kind of pseudo. Either it's pseudo abnormal or it's pseudo normal. So, as a result of that, the two most unhealthy group psychologies happen to be that of so-called African Americans and so-called Europeans. White supremacy on that side, the idea of this inferiority complex, and the result of that inferiority complex on the group psychology of black folks. So, talking about white people's group psychology in relationship to the word, the nigga, I don't do that N-word shit, what the fuck is that? In relationship to nigga is, okay, when I was a kid, nigga was a word that was on TV all the time. It was damn, all the other cuss words, the 7 cuss words, were not available on TV. Nigger was as easily fucking accessible on TV as anything else, as damn or hell, or as shit is now. So it's not until the 80s that it starts popping up, more like the 80s, that nigga starts popping up in motherfucking rap music, that it becomes an issue. Because now white people feel threatened by the fact that black people have pretty much become comfortable with this word, and it takes away a certain level of privilege from them. Then on the other side of it, it takes away the privilege of them being able to say this word, and people who are used to privilege are like, dude, do you see how obsessed white people are about saying this word? And how they act when they get to say it? And how validated they feel by being able to say it? And how unvalidated or invalidated they feel by not being able to say it? And they even put it to the point of its reverse racism, them not being able to use it. And then they use other words to try to equate it to that word, their own oppression. They want to live the life of the oppressed, but don't want to live the life of the oppressed. That's what I was talking about the other day in Hollywood. This is the new blackface. Appropriation is the new blackface. Bad Baby is the motherfucking modern day version of fucking Al Jolson. And again, it's insidious because we're just like, well, bad baby doesn't really mean it. She's just, fucking a 16-year-old girl who's being herself. It just happens to be that being herself is the most characteristically negative aspects of what it is to be African American. Blackface. Because that's what Al Jolson did. That's what blackface was. Blackface was about taking the most negative characteristics about black people and then imitating them. And Al Jolson didn't think he was doing anything wrong either. And even some black people at the time didn't think Al Jolson was doing anything wrong. A lot of black people, other black people put on blackface. Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. And even black people went and watched motherfucking blackface shit and patronized blackface shit. That didn't make blackface right. And I mean, even some of the people who were conscious of it because it was so, it became so prolific in the social structure. Al Jolson was a very famous person, and people emulated Al Jolson to become as famous as him doing blackface. I'm just saying this is a very sick that we are repeating the same things that we supposedly got past in immigration. We in 2018, there's still lynchings. There are still fucking vagrancy laws. The Jim Crow is still still live and kicking, even during this failed social experiment called immigration. It hasn't changed anything. We need to stop confusing the progression of time with progress. Because the new Al Jolson is a result of the progression of time, not progress. That part.